iScheduler is a web-based scheduling solution that enables MB Telehealth to schedule telehealth services across different departments, clinics, and sites within the community and province, as well as national and international locations. Using a secure internet web browser, users can schedule telehealth appointments, education and administrative sessions, and view basic health information depending on their access level. Here are some key terms that you'll need to know. Clinics are the provider side of any clinical event. Before scheduling a patient appointment, a clinic must be created for the provider that identifies their site, room, codec, date and time availability, the procedure, which is the specialty, the appointment type, such as follow-up or clinical consult, and any additional equipment that may be required. Appointments are the patient side of clinical events. Once a clinic has been created for the provider, an appointment can be scheduled that identifies the patient, as well as their site, equipment, codec, the appointment type, and the date and time of the appointment. The appointment also identifies any additional equipment that may be required at the patient's site, such as a patient camera. Clinical booking forms will be stored within the appointment for users who have the appropriate level of access to view them. Meetings include all non-clinical telehealth events, such as education and administrative events, as well as when a multi-site connection is required. They include the date, time, sites, rooms, codecs, contact information, and any additional information that may be included with the request. Booking forms are stored within the meeting as an attachment for users who have the appropriate level of access to view them. Let's get started. Log into iScheduler with your username and your password. The first time you access the system, you'll be asked to accept the terms of use. The second time, you'll be prompted to change your password. Set up a secure password using a minimum of 8 characters and 3 of these 4 criteria. If you need your password changed, you can contact the service desk. You'll also be prompted to set up shortcuts on your home screen. Click here, select Home from the drop-down, click Edit, and then drag an item from the left and drop it on the portal panel. Click Submit and OK, and you'll now see this on your home screen. Open the menu and click Home. Here it is right here. You can return to edit your shortcuts at any time by clicking on this icon. Also on the home screen, clicking on any of these title bars will take you to further details. In this example, clicking on either the title bar or the actual appointment will take you to the appointments view by day. Let's get started. Clicking Appointments or Clinics expands the menus and provides access to clinical event information and functionality. You're able to create, view, search, edit, and report on clinical events using the functions within these menus. A clinical event includes a clinic that is created to identify the provider availability, specialty and type of consult, as well as an appointment which is created to identify when and where the patient will attend. Clinical events can be entered individually or in groups. There are some events that are not appropriate for self-scheduling and must be entered by an MBT scheduler. I'll review a list of those events at the very end of this video. To create a clinical event, click on Clinic Templates to expand the menu and click Apply. Enter the provider's last name in the template field. This will narrow down the search to all providers with that last name. Click Go, then select the appropriate template and click Apply. Once the template's applied, the template wizard opens. Review the information on the Site and Room tab to ensure that it's accurate and make any changes as necessary. Click on the Schedule tab and select the start and end date and the start and end hour. Set the start and end date the same unless you're booking a recurring event. The system automatically sets the end date 2 days after the start date, so you'll need to adjust that as required. Here's an important note. You must book a separate clinic for each appointment during the day unless you're using Connection Dialer. In that instance, you can book the entire day as one clinic as the room is not shared. Click on the Procedure tab and double-check that the procedure, visit type, and time are all accurate, and change as necessary. This time is shown in minutes, and it indicates how long each appointment is and should match the clinic length on the Schedule tab. In this example, you can have a 60-minute clinic for one patient or 2 30-minute appointments within that clinic. If you enter a duration longer than the clinic duration, you'll see this message. So for example, if the clinic is 60 minutes and you've entered 90 minutes, you'd have to delete the 90 minutes, enter the 60, and then click Add. Next, click on the Note tab. It's important not to type any information on the Note tab, as this information does not show up on any reports. Next, click Apply Template and you'll see this message asking you if you're sure you want to apply the template with the following dates and time. Click OK to apply the template. If the room and codec are available, you'll see this message saying that the clinics have been successfully created. If the room and codec are not available, you'll get a conflicting schedules window that shows you why the room or equipment is not available. Click View to see the conflicting event, click Close, and go back and make the modifications to your clinic template so that it's not in conflict. If you created the event that's in conflict, you'll be able to modify either event to remove the conflict. Once your clinic has been successfully scheduled, select Clinics to expand the menu and select View by Day Clinic. Click the Consultant drop-down and start typing the name of the applicable consultant. Select it and then click Go. Click on the applicable clinic to select it. When the clinic page opens, double-check all of the information, scroll to the bottom, and click Schedule Appointment. Now we're going to search for the patient. Click on the Select Patient button and search for your patient using their last name or FIN. If found, check the demographics to ensure they match. Confirm at least 2 demographics. Use the FIN for Manitoba residents. Click to select the name. If the patient's not listed, click New Patient to add the patient into the system. Let's review the information on the Patient Info tab. Red indicates mandatory fields. It's important to use the formats that I'm going to show you. At any time, you can come back and view this video. We also have a quick reference guide that will show this information. Do not use these 2 fields here. In the name fields, use upper and lower case. For the date of birth, use the calendar to ensure that the format will be correct. Select the applicable gender. Use the applicable field, so either the FIN or the provincial health number. This field is used by Cancer Care. Do not use this Alert Allergies field. For the primary site, select it from the drop-down menu. These 2 fields are optional and are used by some clinics, but they're not needed by MB Telehealth. Use upper and lower case. Use upper and lower case in the city field, the abbreviation in the province field, and don't use the country field. Postal code, make sure you use the uppercase with a space in between. Don't use the email address field. Languages is another optional field used by some clinics, but not needed by MB Telehealth. If using it, make sure you use upper and lowercase. For the phone number, don't put brackets around the area code and use dashes. And lastly, don't use this section right here. Once you've entered all the information, click Save. On the Clinic Detail window, start typing the name of the site in the Request Site field and select it from the drop-down. Select the Request Room and Room Codec from the drop-down menus. If additional equipment is required, such as a patient camera, click the Equipment button and select it from the listing. Click Add to attach the equipment to the event. Let's take a minute to review some of this information. When we clicked on the Request Room drop-down, you may have noticed these prefixes. Let's take a look at these. Clinical rooms with the prefix CLIN are used for clinical events only. As you can see, there's specific ones for cancer care, renal, and neonatology. For all other clinicals, you'll use this one. Meeting rooms have the prefix MTG. These are used for non-clinical events only, such as meetings, education, or admin. As you can see, there's small meeting rooms and large meeting rooms. The prefix hybrid indicates that this room is used for both clinical and non-clinical events. The Virtual Visit Provider Portal is used for both clinical and non-clinical events using an individual's own computer or mobile device. The prefix would be the user's name. Always select the first room from the list, and if that equipment is booked, you'll receive a conflict. At that point, you can go back and select the next room on the list. Do not select any items with the prefix XXX, as this is just a placeholder. Contact the MBT schedulers if you require any assistance. Now that we have our site, room, and codec selected, click Search to find the availability at the request site, which is the patient site. Click on the desired time from the options listed at the bottom of the screen. If there's no appointment times available, try changing the request room or codec and clicking Search again to determine if there's anything available at that site. If still unavailable, you may have to reschedule to another date and time. On the Clinic Detail page, add any necessary comments to the Additional Comment field, such as mother coming with patient, RIS image required, or height, weight, and blood pressure on arrival. Only people with access to iScheduler are able to view these comments online. However, the information will appear on the printed whiteboard report, so do not record any private information in this section, including any identifying information about the patient. Just a note, this option here is not used, it's disabled in our system. Once you're ready, click Book Appointment, ensuring that With Notification is checked to complete the booking. You'll receive a message that the appointment has been successfully booked. Now we're going to talk about telehealth notification letters. It's the provider or designate's responsibility to notify the patient of any telehealth appointments regardless of whether they're within the MB Telehealth network or not. We recommend that the telehealth notification letter be sent by mail to all patients whose appointments are scheduled greater than 1 week in advance of the appointment date. For patients whose appointments are scheduled within a week of the appointment date, a telephone call is recommended to confirm the appointment details. If the patient is being referred from a nursing station, notification of the appointment details should be communicated to the nursing station directly. The nursing station will then ensure the patient is advised of their appointment details. Find the appointment you want to print the letter for using Appointment Search or View by Day. On the Appointment Details window, click Letters and then select Telehealth Notification Letter. The letter will open in Word format and can be printed at your convenience. The other patient letter in the system is for Ontario patients. When the patient is located in Ontario, there'll be an additional patient notification letter generated by the Ontario Telemedicine Network, or OTN, to advise the patient of where their telemedicine clinic is located. We recommend to print this letter and send it to the patient with the MBT patient notification letter, or alternatively, communicate it to the patient by phone. This ensures that the patient has the provider's name and contact information, as well as the location of where they need to attend their telehealth appointment. One thing to take note of, appointment times on all OTN patient confirmations and letters are in Eastern Standard Time. Please be mindful of the time you're telling your clients to arrive, as most appointments are based on the time they're scheduled in Manitoba, which is Central Standard Time. If you need assistance with any of the out-of-province confirmations, you can call the MBT schedulers. Find the appointment you want to print the letter for using the Appointment Search or View by Day. Click the Attachments tab. Click to open the second PDF. This is the OTN Appointment Confirmation Fax, one page of which will include the OTN Patient Notification Letter. You can now print it at your convenience. You'll require Adobe Acrobat Reader to view the PDF files, and you may need your local IT to set up your computer to view TIF files in order to see the OTN patient letter. Contact your local IT if you have any issues viewing the attachments. Now we're going to take a look at modifying clinics and appointments. Self-schedulers are able to modify events they've created. They can modify the date, time, room, and codex. Let's go ahead and cancel an appointment. Use the Appointment Search or View by Day. Click Cancel and Submit. Select the reason for cancel. Only use Client Participant, Provider Organizer, or Other for cancellation reasons. Click Go and click OK on the pop-up saying the appointment has been successfully cancelled. Now to cancel the clinic, click Clinics to expand the menu and View by Day. Find the clinic you want to cancel and click to open it. Scroll to the bottom of the clinic details screen, click Delete, and then OK. Enter a comment for deleting and click Go. It's important to note when canceling an appointment, both the appointment and the clinic must be cancelled to ensure the resources will be available for others to use in another event. The appointment must be cancelled first, so if you try to cancel the clinic, you'll receive a message advising that there's a pending appointment that must be cancelled first. Do not cancel out-of-province events. You must call the MBT schedulers to make those changes. You can also change the date and time of an appointment. These are done by making changes to clinics and then following the prompts to ensure the appointment carries over to the new clinic date and time. Once you find the appointment, scroll to the bottom of the clinic detail page and click Change Schedule. On the pop-up, click Change Schedule again, enter the new date and time, and click Search. Enter the room and codec, then click Check Appointment. When you get the message indicating that the affected appointment has been found, click OK. Click Change Schedule, and you'll get this message indicating that the appointment status will change to Cancel with Rebook. Click OK. Click OK again when you get the message that the clinic schedule has been updated successfully. Click the blue check mark under the Action column to reschedule the appointment. Click OK. Select a reason for reschedule in the drop-down list. Enter a comment if required and click Go. Click on the desired appointment in this Available Appointments section, and when you get this reschedule message, click OK. Click OK on the message indicating that the appointment has been successfully changed. and OK again on the No More Affected Appointments Found message. Here's some additional information about clinical block booking entries. A block booking is created when a need is identified to block off specific sites and rooms for clinical events where the patients are currently unknown. For example, a clinic is scheduled every Wednesday afternoon where the patients are unknown until the month prior. Entering a clinical block booking allows the user to reserve video conference equipment until all of the appointment details are available. For more information on what types of events are appropriate, contact the MBT schedulers or your regional digital services facilitator. And one final note about self-scheduling: as discussed earlier, there are some events that are not appropriate for self-scheduling. These events must be entered by the MBT schedulers. Billable events, events involving out-of-province connections or out-of-network connections. Events requiring partial bookings, example, only attending part of a scheduled event, unless you're a site who's been trained on partial bookings, such as an open registration event. Non-templated events, clerks can call the MBT schedulers to have a template created or edited. Events scheduled outside of regular operating hours. For same-day events that need to be created past the noon cutoff, always make sure you contact the MBT schedulers. Clinical multi-site events, self-schedulers can call the MBT schedulers to add the third site or add the site on your own if you have been trained. And also televisitation events. Visit our website for more videos and quick reference guides on all of our services.